Bunnycast, special episode number 1. Feeling oh so special. This Bunnycast is brought to you by beta-carotene, triglycerides, and extra protein. Sweet Jesus! Recorded on May 14th, 2010.
Wrong date.
No,
Is
it's
it?
not.
No.
That's right.
Hey,
No, don't push your Australian dates in here.
Sometimes the dreams come back and seem so real to me. The sky turns so cold and black. I'm scared of what I see, but I'm not afraid no more. You vanquished my fears. You gave me the reason to laugh and stole all my tears.
I am your host, Xepharon the Prepared, playing the role of TLC.
Teal'c!
With us today is
Teal'c!
It's Teal.
Teal'c. Whatever, Teal'c. I don't watch the show. Dame Helen, playing the part of Jack O'Neill. The Right Reverend Lord Sir Killerfish of the Keenfans, playing the role as Daniel Jackson. Squato, playing the part of Cameron Mitchell. Sir MDM the Persistent, playing as Thor for whatever reason. And today we have a guest speaker, Icarus of the webcomic Inhuman, playing the role of Sam Carter.
That would be me.
And yeah, so the token chick plays the token chick. Yay.
So,
I prefer to be more than just token, but
Well, I was going to
settle.
make a joke. I could have made a joke about how butch she's been in the show, but I figured that might have been a bit too much.
I've actually have yet to see the show. Like I
Hey.
said, I have seen the movie long time
Okay,
ago.
next time you're here. Okay, you're in
We
the
go
military!
far away.
How do you miss this? I mean, come on. Oh, and by the way,
Dude, really?
as far
I am surrounded by several box sets of Stargate.
Alrighty,
I
hey.
sent them over the internet to you.
Unfortunately, due to the
Using
nature
my
of,
mind.
my store, I have to disappear for just a moment. Homer, take over.
how fun. Okay, so while he's gone, we're gonna make fun of the fact that he's in the military and he's never seen Stargate. I mean, come on, this was like selected as the #1 military representative ambassadorial show by the Air Force and a couple of the other branches as this is the show we want to present to everybody else. And Zeph, the military guy, the Mr. Weapons out the ass, hasn't seen it.
I do not want to speculate on where he keeps his weapons. Wow.
So, Icarus, hi.
Actually, that's a separate. Actually, that's another reference to Stargate. I just realized Icarus.
Yes.
yeah, well, it's a reference to old mythology as well, and also to Captain N, the Game Master, the 1989, 91
Bad flashbacks.
Nintendo
Bad
cartoon.
flashbacks.
Captain N. I remember that show.
That show was awesome. Don't even
It
try
was
to
awesome.
deny it.
Captain N.
It was so awesome. I wanted to be Captain N so much.
Who didn't
Captain
want to
N,
get
the
sucked
Game
into the Nintendo world? And you had the voice of Audrey Stubbs as Mother Brain. Doesn't get much better than that.
Fighting
Oh,
along such great heroes as Mega Man, Kid Icarus.
Okay, their Mega Man was an
And
abomination.
Mega Man, yeah, he talked like he smoked a pack a day.
Oh wow!
Everything was mega. Like, oh no. And then there was Simon Belmont, the most egotistical Simon Belmont ever. It's like,
Yes,
yeah, it's not,
it was-
oh my
He was
god.
nothing like his video game character persona.
I don't think any of them were, really.
And I question where did the princess come from? She was like the generic random princess. She wasn't even Princess
She
Zelda.
was- Zelda was a character,
The
though.
Nostalgia Critic.
She was a cameo.
Yeah, no, but they just. Yeah, she was a cameo when they did that, which, ironically enough, Nostalgia Critic does a great review of how weird the show itself generally was. But they loved the fact that the Princess Zelda, they did a better job of doing the Zelda games than the actual Zelda series did.
Rough.
It all went down the drain when they introduced Game Boy as a character, though.
Oh god, what was it?
Although Actually, there was one really funny bit with the Zelda reference. The Zelda episode. They had Canon coming back from dead, and he said he's having his coming out party.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
you do all realize we're talking about a half-hour-long commercial that aired every week and got other people to pay for it?
It was beautifully shameless.
Okay, we're gonna continue with this interview. Unfortunately, the person who was supposed to be here doing the interview is not here, so
He's on his motorcycle.
yes. Icarus,
In
in case you have not yet heard the episode, we
We can revoke that your license to use the Motorcycles franchise if you keep doing that, I'm afraid.
yeah.
We can do that. We're that awesome.
Yeah, right.
It's a
But-
registered trademark.
It's
is.
akin to the failboat. So if you understand the failboat, think of a motorcycle along the same line. So
I see.
And considering the fact that the guy that organised this whole thing, that had everything set up, had made sure we had all the plans in place, decided not to be at the recording at this stage, yeah, I'm calling it with him.
no, I agree. This is an appropriate call out of the motorcycles. So Icarus, tell us a bit about
Yes.
your webcomic.
Well, it's a science fiction comic. Mostly psychological. It deals with a schizophrenic who was discovered and labeled as a bioweapon by a resistant military force. And when they find him, suddenly all hell breaks loose, and they need to figure out why all hell has broken loose. And at the same time, the particular character is trying to come to terms with what has happened to him in his past. So there's a lot of flashbacks, and the story is semi-non-linear. So, a big mess, a big psychological mess
And
Sounds
with aliens.
Sounds so awesome.
so what is the time frame on this? I don't think you mentioned that.
Oh, it's supposed to take place approximately 1,000 years in our future, but it's fiction, so don't hold me to anything.
I love my tentative schedule of being able to be here and then have to vanish the next. I'm sorry, what did I miss? Hi.
You missed us
Well,
making
hey.
horrible fun of you.
Oh, well, okay. What did I miss beside the norm?
We started talking about the webcomic.
Oh, okay, yeah, Inhuman. Fantastic comic, really. What have you guys said so I don't repeat anything? Well, wait, that's just means going to repeat it.
What we said.
Actually, to give a convoluted idea of what it's about.
Well, I was going to actually ask if it's okay if you could give a rundown for someone that hasn't actually read the comic. Because I actually haven't read the comic.
It's a comic that I've read. Go read it.
I'm sorry, but
Read
I
it
just
now.
have not had the time.
Do it now!
You're not Arnie. Moving on.
Zeph, you're in charge.
Okay, so you're right. Okay, so considering that I really am not sure where we're at, this is usual for most podcasts. Okay, so basically we've covered pretty much what a general idea of what it's about, right?
A general idea, yes.
The 1,000-foot view, yes.
1,000 years in the future, a guy wakes up to the people are interested in finding out what he's about. And shit happens.
That's yeah.
Yes.
That's
That's a perfect description of it, right there.
yeah.
Shit happens. I'm gonna have to write that down to remind myself.
That's something I've always wanted to see. I want to see a Rolls Royce with a bumper sticker that says "shit happens."
Could be worse. Could be a Hummer.
Jeez.
Or
Actually,
a stretch Hummer.
oh god.
Oh,
No.
So, anyway.
Shit
Actually,
happens,
that's
especially
apt
to
for
you.
their. That would be pretty apt for the company or anyone that actually owns a Hummer at the moment.
Speaking of Hummer, you know that they pretty much decided that they're going to be discontinuing the brand altogether.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
because they couldn't sell it to China.
Yeah, so they've had several offers. They've had numerous offers, but they've said no, and no one knows why. So it took
Because it's crap.
it took a Chicago congressman to step up and go, hey, why is just this whole thing? But okay, so the comic takes place well in the future on a different part of the galaxy, if not somewhere else in the universe. What actually inspired you to write this comic? What actually got you started on that?
What inspired me to write the comic in the first place, I'm going to go the honest route and say that I really liked Star Wars when I was a teenager. And I always really liked creative writing and developing characters, and I just sort of took a science fiction setting and a bunch of character development traits that I thought would be really fun to explore and threw them together and wound up with something that's apparently an interesting story.
How many webcomic artists have we read their blogs say that they did that? Yeah, it's true. It's fun stuff together.
Other
Yeah.
people
This happened.
take character traits and actually develop them?
No?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
wild.
Killerfish, unlike certain other artists I could mention but won't, a lot of them actually put time into developing their characters.
You mean you don't just throw the stories together and hope it comes out in a vaguely okay pattern?
That's usually
Man, I was going
and you
completely in the
don't
wrong
copy
direction.
CSI episodes either. It's amazing.
That's usually how I do my my drawings. Is I just start making lines, and maybe they'll come together into something that resembles something.
Yep.
So, what got you in your art style? Because I noticed your art style is actually really unique. I mean, a lot of the artists I've seen do digital artwork, or they're flat out pencil or something like that. You actually have done like watercolor and markers, is that right?
Yep. Let's see.
Why that medium? If you don't.
Well, it started with the markers just as sort of a fling. I got a bunch of Prismacolor markers years ago. I think it was like 2003. And was just playing with them, and I really liked how bold the colors were and how they made everything stick out. And I thought, this would be a great way to make characters pop out from the backgrounds, so you knew where to focus your eye when you're looking at a page. And I did that for fun and tried to do gray-toned backgrounds for about 2 pages and realized that's not really working. Plus, the markers were so expensive that I needed to switch to something cheaper, so I started using watercolor for backgrounds. I don't really like coloring in Photoshop, is why I prefer the markers. So that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say on that subject.
Zeph, that's your cue to come up with another question.
I'm working on it. I'm multitasking.
Since Seth can't come up with a question,
Would you ever go back to
what's your
those? Go ahead.
I was going to ask, what's your favourite character to draw or write in your comic?
Let's see. Favorite character to draw or write? You know what? I really do like drawing the Hexanian aliens in general. They're the main alien that you probably become most familiar with in the comic. They have pretty long ears and long tails. It's just sort of fun. You can position the tails of the ears in a way that makes the characters appear a lot more animated. So they're just kind of interesting to draw. But to write, I think it's definitely got to be the main human-esque character, Gray. He's a very complicated character, so it's fun to put together exactly what he would do in a situation.
Cool. Awesome. I can see what you mean about the tails and the ears. Very expressive.
Yeah. Yeah. For those listeners out there, I don't know. Has the website the webcomics address been given out yet?
No,
It has not.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there right now, so that, and I'll probably throw it out there again later. Another plug. The webcomic itself is actually, I've noticed there's actually 2 web addresses for it. The first one is http://inhuman-comic.com. The other one is http://hekshano.com. That's HEKSHANO.com. And that'll get you to the main title page, and you can read from there. And right now, there's a few of the filler art pages right now.
There's filler because I had hand surgery, so I can't really draw.
You said it was something about in your bone.
Yeah, something called enchondroma, which is basically where the cartilage that's between your joints decides I would much rather be inside your bone, forming a great big painful bubble and making it easy to break your hand.
Ow, ow, ow.
So, yeah.
Joy.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was like, my hand.
It hurt for a while. I thought I had arthritis.
Pains for you.
Sorry, sometimes being a store owner is really hectic at times. I apologize.
Yeah, all those pesky people asking you for things.
Yeah, they're my
Trying
coworkers.
to give you money, it's crazy.
No, they're my coworkers. They're my coworkers trying to say, hey, this, and this stuff. I'm like, I'm doing this, guys. You knew I had to do this. So anyway, like you
Damn
knew
people talking to you like they know you.
Damn dirty apes.
they blew it all up. No, they're my own coworkers and everything. And I told them I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to be focusing this. And then they're like, "Well, we have to have a meeting right now." I just, you know. So,
Plan.
Oh, it did wreck it.
I try to plan. So, okay. Crazy.
Man,
So,
what is that word?
oh yeah, I forgot. That's words forbidden.
For Squato, it
So-
is.
So yeah, Squato, you have any questions right now?
I was going to ask if you were saying about with the art, how happy, because you said you've changed it over the years, you come with different ones. How happy are you with the style, or do you feel you're still trying to find the groove for it?
I feel that any artist who looks at their current style and says, "This is it, this is perfect," is a fool. Styles are constantly in development. Learning is a constant thing for artists. So, while I like how it looks, I'm never going to stop trying to improve it.
Yep. So, but would you actually change the looks? Because you got this look, is that sort of based naturally off that, or have you tried to just redesign it? That's what I mean. As I said, I'm someone that hasn't actually read the comic, so
It's been very redesigned from the beginning. If you go back and look at page 1 and then look at the most recent page that I've done, it's very different. So yeah.
okay. So you haven't tried to keep, say, certain design styles.
Not really, no.
Yeah, I was privileged with seeing some of the archives of the
Privileged is not the word I would use.
the pre-comic art.
Should I be thinking of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they open up the Ark?
Yes, you should. Something like that.
Why did it have to be snakes?
We have top men looking into it. Top men.
Yeah, I can see that the style has changed vastly from those days to the first strip of the comic till now. The comic itself, you open updates every Saturday?
Yep, every Saturday, and because I work at a school, sometimes I have to update on a Sunday just because I don't have enough time during the week. But supposed to update every Saturday.
It's an interesting one to update on the weekend. Normally, you hear comics that update once a week. It's sometime during the week.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Not the week.
occasionally Tuesday. How long have you been doing this comic? Because there's 370 some strips currently so far, and if it's once a week, that's a couple of years, at least 6.
Yes, it is. I want to say that the actual update schedule that I set started in March 2003.
Jeez,
That's what I think it was.
guys,
I think.
been a while.
Yes,
Oh,
it
hey.
has.
Glad you've been sticking with it, that's for sure, because it's a great comic. It really is. I love the story.
Thank you.
Really makes me think on just about my own being. It's. I'm not really deep into thinking hate that word. Philosophically.
Philosophically.
Yes. Thank you.
It's not usually
but-
me who's correcting you on terms.
No. But yeah, it's everyone else.
Don't worry, his failboat's going like crazy.
So, damn it, I totally lost track of what I was going to say.
Philosophically.
Yeah. It actually makes me think a lot existentially, philosophically, and other stuff that I don't normally think about makes my head hurt.
That would be a somewhat unintentional my fault, because I also really like the existential writings of Jean-Paul Sartre and Nietzsche.
See,
And-
How
Wow.
much influence
Yeah.
has that been on you? Do you feel?
Wait, what? Oh, how heavily? Yes, I listen.
Because I know some people, they're like, oh, I really like those philosophical stuff, and then their stories, they don't touch on it, or they just try and make sure it's anything but that stuff.
Well, I don't try and take anything directly from it, but I think that a lot of the ideas that they put forth, both in their books, their plays, and their short stories, they were not exactly groundbreaking, but they were still worth thinking about. So I do try and bring those up in the comic when I can. I mean, it's always worth thinking about. I don't try portraying it and saying, like, this is the way that things are, because that's not the nature of philosophy. But yes, they do have pretty heavy influence. There's a character named Sartre, so pretty heavy influence, and it's pretty obvious.
So, Xepharon has once again abandoned us.
Curse him! I'm shaking my fist.
we shall once again start talking about random shit.
Why does it always come back to that these days?
Well, because if it was organized shit, then we just have rows of toilets.
I like this.
Sorry.
I like this plan. And if we can like, seal off the room.
I have to clap you for that. I honestly do.
Okay, he's back.
Yeah, I was going to totally play it off like I was laughing with you guys at something you said, like I knew what you were talking about. Like I never left.
You pretty much said that you left.
Oh, you slammed me. Okay.
And we're making fun of that.
Okay.
You're too easy to make fun of, mate.
Okay. Well, why? What did I ever do to you? I put this
You went away
podcast
from the
together.
microphone for
First off-
30 seconds. That's good enough to start making fun of you.
I put together this podcast. I put the
First off,
document. I invited you on here, and then I got home to record it.
First off, you should have put more Christopher Walken into your why. Secondly, you should plan these better.
It's the first one. Shut up.
Thirdly, we pretty much make fun of everybody in this podcast, so
Yes.
it's not
Yeah, pretty much,
just
yeah.
you.
Uh-huh.
As I say, you could always refer to the podcast plans, section 2, titled "Shut," paragraph A, up.
That was terrible.
Oh, I don't like that paragraph.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it was a paragraph of one word.
That's not a paragraph. That's a statement.
Wouldn't it be a paragraph of 2 words? Oh, no, wait, no.
So
We're
moving on.
discussing it more than it actually.
Killerfish, do you have any questions for Icarus? Anything?
He's warming up his
no,
question.
I already asked my question. Stop looking at me. I have a sonic screwdriver
Make it make noise.
and
Make it make
Pocky.
noise. Yes.
Alrighty. MDM, questions?
No, I don't have any.
No.
Nope.
What?
The end.
What's your favorite snack whilst you're drawing?
My favorite
That's a
snack
good
while
question.
I'm drawing? I can't really eat while I'm drawing, because then I'd get stuff everywhere. But I like popsicles.
Dun dun dun.
This actually reveals a
also
lot about
like-
Killerfish's art. You also like what?
Nice. Dried squid.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. I've had fried.
I can never get a
Calamari's.
flavor out of that stuff.
You need to actually go to like an Asian market to get it in any country that's not an Asian country.
Which is about, what?
Everywhere that's...
2/3 of the planet?
Yeah.
2/3, yeah.
But it's tasty.
It is, it is. I love the sushi bars. They're nummy. My
Damn
phone's-
you,
my-
sushi bars. Damn you to Hades.
Or it could be worse. It could be like what the Chinese apparently have in space, which is dog.
Oh.
Chinese in space.
Right, somebody slapped
What?
Squato around the back of the head for that.
That was me.
No, one of the Techionauts actually came out. He's put his autobiography out, and he's saying amongst the foods that they eat up there include chicken, lentils, and dog.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Put your headphones on. We get to make fun of MDM now.
Hooray!
But we'll still make fun of you.
Okay, that's fine.
People who
Okay,
leave their
besides-
microphones
That means I get attention.
going, yeah. Haha.
Icarus, besides... I'm trying to get back onto the topic. Besides the Nietzsche and Star
Topic?
Wars... Besides
Yes.
Nietzsche and Star Wars, how many other things might have been influenced? Or those just the strongest ones that... those are the ones that really matter the most, would it be? Or has there been influences from other...
Well, there are... I mean, it would be a lie to say that stuff doesn't get influenced from everything that's around you. There's a lot of musical influence. There's occasionally references all over the comic and just like the background to different movies, different bands. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the Obey stickers, the Andre the Giant stuff.
Yeah.
That shows
yeah.
up at
Oh,
one
that's
point.
old, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that did that Obama one.
I was wondering about those stickers. Now I have a question that's it's kind of a spoiler, I think, because I don't think it's been covered in the comic. Gray is blind. Why is he blind?
Yes, he is. He's blind because, well, it is a spoiler. Well, it's not really a spoiler. He was genetically designed. He's not a human. He's a chimera, basically, of human and non-human DNA. And in doing so, you're never really entirely certain what you're going to come up with when you combine DNA. And so while he's basically all right, his eyes were very weak, and he became blind. They just degraded quickly over time. A lot of the children in the project he was in had the same problem.
I'm assuming not blindness, but just various genetic defects. Thank you.
Yes. Blindness was prevalent, though, with a bunch of them.
So,
And the ability to randomly twitch in tune to various songs is the other one.
No, that's you, Killerfish.
Oh, right, of course.
so
I've
aside from
actually got another question.
okay.
Icarus, are you left or right-handed?
I am right-handed, and I have stitches in my right index finger right now.
Ooh, ouch.
Cool.
That is
Does
why
that
there's
only impact-
stars.
I don't know why I say that.
I always think
Did
it's
that
funny.
only
Go ahead.
did that only pick that one hand, or was it the both hands as well? To the point.
What?
What, that the problem was that I needed surgery?
Yeah,
No, it was just my right index finger.
I always have to amuse
unusually specific.
when people have an injury on their middle finger. They go, "What'd you do?" I injured this one.
God damn
I
it!
actually did that on my left hand. When I went out my motorcycle proficiency test and I flipped the motorcycle and I ended up in a ditch, I broke my left middle finger.
Did you pass the test?
No. Considering the motorcycle wasn't supposed to be able to... Damn you!
You almost said motorcycle.
You fell into that one on your own.
Freudian slip.
Oh yes, it was. Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
Considering
you've lost-
that model wasn't supposed to be able to flip, considering the fact that I managed to flip it,
They gave you a gold star.
So should I
I
be
don't know
calling you?
how
Jeremy,
you did that, but
should I be calling you Jeremy Clarkson then as a result?
So,
no, Hammond, Richard Hammond, I think.
so Icarus,
No, Jeremy Clarkson can't ride bikes for shit. That's what the whole point of making fun of him on the Vietnam special was about.
Yeah, but the thing is, Richard
For
Hammond.
those who are unaware, we're talking about Top Gear.
The British version, not the others.
So okay, getting back on topic.
Sorry.
Icarus, we've gone over your favorite character to draw. Which one is your favorite character in general? Like overall personality, just which character do you like?
Which character do I like? Yeah, I really like Sartre. He's just fun. He's so minor, but he's just fun.
What is it? Okay, I think I remember you telling me, but I'm sure there are people that are wondering why does he speak in third person?
He speaks in third person because he's a different race of creature. He's an alien, and the development of their language, their grammatical structure just doesn't really allow for pronouns. So it's not normal for him, and he doesn't really understand pronouns, and he doesn't really know how to refer to people via pronouns. It's just linguistically not something that his species wraps their head around. Some of them can do it, but he can't.
Sartre is pretty cool. I like him. I like Koji though. Koji's a big cuddly thing. What species is Koji anyway?
Koji is a Nick Attack.
I would give him.
Basically a giant, fluffy, six-limbed, sort of jaggedy, sort of ferrety, ottery thing
That dances
with antenna.
With it.
Yes, that dances.
I've never seen it with antenna. Have I just not been paying attention?
Why did that song come to my mind when you were describing it then?
No idea.
Hamster dance.
I would totally give him a big hug. He looks huggy. I don't.
Does he
see-
have 4 left feet?
He only has 2
3.
left feet. And he has 2 interchangeable.
How good a dancer is he then?
Terrible.
Well, he's a better pilot than he is a dancer.
Yes, he is.
They're not paying him to dance.
Exactly.
That's actually, you just quoted part of the comic. In a
Yes.
sense, you paraphrased it.
I know, because I'm reading the comic.
Oh God, you're looking at old art. It burns.
It's cute. It really is.
Your power of distraction is working quite well, Cirque. Congratulations, then, Chris.
What?
Something
Thank you.
about a congratulations.
We have been visited. We have been visited again once by the Australian Committee of Confusion.
No. The Australian. Ah, damn it. Fuck.
And Homernet.
All right.
There he goes. Okay, so. Okay.
Is this confusing enough for you already, Chris? Or
So
did you feel there was going to be worse?
where do you?
Blame Australia. We already bombed Canada.
I blame New
Oh,
Zealand.
that's
'cause
what
it got-
that noise was.
Blame Australia. They have Queensland.
Okay, I will give you that
Sorry,
one.
I lived there for a short period. So.
Oh, whereabouts did you live then, besides Queensland?
Well, I lived in Rockhampton, so that might be why. I mean, there might be better parts of Queensland, but
Not really. Not really.
oh, shit, man.
Considering the fact that you've got down south is where Pauline Hanson comes from, yeah, no, not really.
So where do you see yourself in like a few years with the comic? I mean, where do you see it going?
In a few years, I would like to actually have it wrapped up by then and have it done, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, I know where I want to end and what I need to do to get there. I'm just not certain how many pages it's going to take.
How do you feel the fan base is going to feel about that one? Oh no, the comic has ended.
I'm hoping that they would follow
You
me
with
to whatever project I would do next.
You think there's going to be any spin-offs or anything like that?
I'd probably want to explore some side stories, but not as diligently as I explore the main story.
Kyo's story.
Well, would
So
that be
are
side story?
Are you going to go with the Bungie route of, okay, we've finished the Halo story, so we're going to leave it off on a cliffhanger, and we're going to start exploring some prequels and some stuff that happened in an earlier game, but you didn't get a chance to see because you were off doing this other thing, and then we're going to do some videos. So is that the kind of thing you're going to do?
That would be horribly sadistic, and that's a brilliant idea, but I don't know. I'll credit
That's
you if I do
reinforcing
it.
the point that all webcomic artists are in fact evil.
Except for the ones that aren't.
Yes,
Webcomic
except the ones
artists
that
were
are.
made by
I'm
man.
one of those.
So, okay. Let's see. We've talked about a lot of comic inspirations, where origins, favorite characters, favorite ways characters to draw. Outside of the comic, what do you if we can pry outside of the comic? What do you do?
You can pry. I am a one-on-one aide for special needs kids in a middle school.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
My wife.
I run about with them and help them all through their day and write down notes.
My wife is an interpreter for the deaf, and my mother-in-law actually does exactly what you're doing. So that's it's quite a much bigger task than what you would think if you don't come from that world, if you will.
My older
Yeah,
sister works with deaf
It's,
children.
it's a sometimes. Well, we don't have any deaf kids at our school this year, but it's sometimes tough, but it's very rewarding, and it's also a lot of fun. One of my students recently discovered the Microsoft Voice Reader program, where like you type something and it talks it back.
I
He
have
wants
so
to-
much fun with that.
Oh, he just holds. He'll hold whole conversations with you with that. He'll ask you to get on the computer next to him. He'll get on one, and then he'll just type back and forth for like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Do you want a coffee? have a coffee.
that actually reminds me. There's at work. Icarus, I don't know if you know, but I work for Apple, and
Wait,
we get these emails sent around the company of little ways that Apple has improved somebody's life. And we got one the other day. It was from one of our stores in the New England area, and they were talking about how this guy came in just kind of looking at the iPads, but he had the unique disability in that he actually had no way to talk. He could hear you just fine, but he could not speak.
So mute.
Yeah, basically. And the specialist who was helping him said, "Oh yeah, there's this app that actually lets you produce voice," and I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's actually been really well hyped and talked about. I think Roger Ebert is getting one of these for his voice, but they were getting more and more excited as they were talking about it. They bought the iPad, activated his account, downloaded the application, and for the first time in like ever, this guy was able to speak to his family using the iPad. And
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
that is really awesome.
Does he sound like? Does he sound like Stephen Hawking?
No,
Does it not sound like Microsoft Sam?
No, it does not. Nothing like that. It's from a company that uses real voices, and they've created this software that just sort of pieces together the phonemes in just the right way to make it sound like
I'm sort of annoyed. Sorry, keep going.
It makes it sound like it's somebody who's actually saying these words. Now it's still for like first generation software, so it's not always obvious. But like the same company is donating time to do Roger Ebert's voice for his electronic device, and they showed a clip where it's Roger Ebert for the first time since he lost his voice being able to quote talk, and it's actually his voice using clips from like shows and previous interviews and all this kind of thing, where they just took clips of his voice, grabbed the correct phonemes, and stitched it all together to create a brand new, never heard before Roger Ebert voice. And that's exactly the same thing that they did for this guy, and he chose a British voice.
That's
pretty
exactly what I wanted to say. That I was annoyed at Stephen Hawking because he's a British guy with an American accent.
Actually, he apparently was deeply annoyed with the fact that they did an American accent on the voice box at first, but now he prefers it. In fact, when they gave him the option to change into it, it's basically doing, as you said there, replicating what his original voice was. He went, no, I like this voice. This is my voice.
Well, yeah, now it is
Everybody
his
knows
voice.
it as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's become identified with that voice.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
It's iconic.
Indeed.
Stephen Hawkins is an icon.
I dare you to make your joke again, Killerfish, about the icons. I dare you.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah, I remember that.
Do
I remember
icons
that.
stay in an eye prison?
You're going to
That's
iChat for that.
horrible.
You're going to hell.
I said, I don't care.
I will.
We were talking before the podcast, and I'm working on one of the computers going, damn it, where my icons go? He said, to the iPrison.
I thought
Okay.
the hell.
So, now that we're
You
way
have-
off tangent here, let's try to get back on.
No. We haven't gone off tangent until we talked about what my brother was doing while we were waiting for the Homer to show up.
No, let's not.
No,
Let's not.
okay. Icarus.
That really should have been recorded.
Yeah.
The failed jihadist should have been recorded.
Right. Icarus, anything you'd like to just say? Anything that you like thinking about, whatever? What's going on in your mind?
Well, thank you guys for inviting me to the podcast. That would be the first thing that's on my mind. It's the first one I've done, and it's pretty cool.
Hey, you're very welcome.
We'll try to
So
be
wasn't it
gentle.
titled-
What's that?
We'll try to be gentle. We'll call you in the morning.
You're not even going to stick around for breakfast? I feel so used.
I do have a question for you. Webcomic artists are usually perusers and avid readers of webcomics themselves. Since we're not going to do webcomic reviews, since this is a special episode, why don't you tell us about a couple of webcomics that you like to follow?
Yeah, there we go.
Well, let's see. I really like Were Geek.
Yes.
And that would be just because I'm a great big nerd, and it's nerd humor. And really, if you've played D&D, if you've joined the nerd circuit at all, you sort of recognize the characters as people you've encountered, which is one of the greatest things about it.
I look at the characters as people I know, as I know people just like all of them, just about.
Yeah.
I'm part of an organization called the SCA.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm a Scadian. This is SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronisms. We basically reenact medieval anything and everything. It's pretty cool. Even the combat was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of
You need to get photos of that so I can play around for that video for you.
I have a few that I'm not going to give you.
Good idea. Do not give Squato blackmail material.
No. You want me to improve your ad as opposed to, hi, we're the 4th edition. We've got computers here. Me playing around and doing something awesome? You're giving me those photos.
Yeah, I've told you that was a 20-minute thing. Anyway, so yeah, okay, Were Geek. That's definitely a good one. Any others that you particularly like, or anything you'd like
Oh
to?
yeah, Achewood. Achewood is absolutely sick humor. I love it.
Achewood. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's
Oh, not
very
bad.
difficult to describe. Let's see.
Well, do we have a URL possibly that we might be able
It is
to?
achewood.com.
How's that spelled? A-K-E Wood?
ACHEWOOD.com.
Ah, ache. Okay, as in aches and pains. Okay.
Yes, as in aches and pains, or as in ache water, which is an old tonic. They'll explain it all on the website. See, now you're going to make me go to my links page, because I feel like if I'm allowed to
So going to the webpage.
shout outs, I should pull some links that I actually know. Let's see. Well, of course, there's my friend's comic, which is Villain. It's actually a collaboration comic between two people I know, which are Adamska and Maniac, where Adamska has done the writing and Maniac is doing all of the art. That comic is entirely in watercolor, and it's focusing on basically three bumbling supervillains and their not very villainous activities and their attempts to be supervillains. It's just started out, but it really looks cool, and the two of them are working together really well. I've not seen a lot of collaboration comics actually work. Usually one person gets bored and leaves, but they're pretty much solid with it. It's very nice.
Well, unless it's the case of, say, Coming Up Violet, which is a big fight between the artists and the...
Ah, knew you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that won't happen. But let's see. Their URL is villain.smackjeeves.com.
I'm actually going to go ahead
Yes,
and...
because villains like to smack Jeeves. They don't like butlers.
No, they like them. They just don't like the talkback.
Bam.
Yes,
Could have been worse.
Thank
Could have
you,
made a
sir.
sexual innuendo joke.
Jeez. I'm actually looking at a little bit of the artwork of said comic Villain, which it's actually I like it. Actually, I really do.
It's very cool. I'm surprised that Maniac has actually been able to balance the watercolors for both the backgrounds and the characters without losing any of them. It's really kind of neat. I'm very impressed.
Now, knowing that you actually work with watercolors on your own comic, now is there anything? Is this comic Villain? Is that something that you might take anything with for you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Maniac is a art major, and her concentration, I think, is in watercolors. So a lot of what she does, I actually try to pay pretty close attention, because I know that she's actually studied something, whereas I've just sort of fumbled along over the years.
Yeah.
So you cheat, in other words.
I cheat, yes. All webcomic artists cheat. One way or another.
So
Got it from the horse's mouth, people.
So we're actually starting to get lower on time. We've been going for about 45 minutes now for the cast.
Yep.
So I guess at that point, as soon as I can get the document back up. Oh yeah, it'd be a good time to go ahead and actually plug our sponsor, Shastrix, for hosting the podcast, being able to submit our recordings there for people to listen to. Shastrix, that's http://Shastrix, that's SHASTRIX.com.
We
They're
control
evil for
your
a better
mind.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Killerfish.
They're evil for a better tomorrow.
Newgrounds, the problems of the future today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dinner? What? Who?
All right. No, it's my dinner time. I'll be back. Or actually, I don't think I will be back.
Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up.
This is going to be the wrap up right here. I mean, pretty soon, having a little end music.
All right.
We're going to be listening to.
I'm just gonna say bye now. I'm just gonna leave. All right.
All right, take care of yourself, MDM.
Later.
All right.
Schlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, MDM has left the podcast.
Yay! Wait.
Oh,
Farewell.
And his screaming fangirls will die.
They drop to their knees, weeping
I'm
around
a-
the doors.
Well, to wrap this up, I think I'm going to end off with this nice, wonderful bit of Skype spam that I got while we were talking. This arrived, I want to say about a half an hour ago. And it comes from somebody who auto-generated somehow the username datesum2010. This is actually a well-written paragraph, so I'm going to give it the
I love these. The ones that actually sound like they've had thought.
European and American women are too arrogant for you? Are you looking for a sweet lady that will be caring and understanding? Then you came to the right place. Here you can find a Russian lady that will love you with all her heart. Can't find a queen to rule your heart? How about beautiful Russian ladies that have royal blood and a royal look? Here you can find hundreds of portfolios of these fine women of any age for every taste.
Oh, God.
Please excuse us if you are not interested.
In Soviet Russia, you don't get girlfriend get you.
Please peruse our many catalog.
До свидания, comrade.
I couldn't make the. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make the Simpson joke. Well, what was the one? Yes, the Russian bride. And she after Chernobyl, she lost her penis.
I see.
That's horrible.
On that
She'll never get over that.
Squato, didn't you have a piece of news relating that particular subject? Some guy.
Yes.
I have to touch on this because this cracks me up. I'm sorry. We have to cover this.
This one, it's going to go down in history, trust me. A Canadian guy went to visit New Zealand, and he decided to go and sleep on the beach, naked. Now, the bit of debate as to bit of debate as to if this happened when he was still naked or when he put on his trunks. But apparently, he got bitten by a spider, and it was where he got bitten.
Guess where?
Well, the bit that made this interesting was that what made them think, well, this is very weird because apparently it's one of the first times that they've ever had someone get an almost heart attack from a spider bite.
Was it a huntsman?
No, it's over in New Zealand, so it's apparently something related to the redback and the black widow, and surprises everyone because no one actually knew that they
related to a black widow.
Spiders up there.
Far left back.
So yes, just like everything else in New Zealand, it doesn't try hard enough.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
We've got to get some
I hate
Kiwi
you.
bunnies.
I hate you with a passion. Burning
Bring
with
it.
my mighty passion of Englishness and New Zealandness.
All right.
Bring it.
All right. Anything
Bring
else?
it like snakes in a plane.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this.
Oh, I'm ready for it. Sorry. I think I'm one of the only people who actually bought that soundtrack.
Anything else before we wrap up?
You know what? I'm gonna have to say I gotta love the fact that she's not only she did on Queensland, but she's got that soundtrack. I could kiss you for all this so far.
Careful, you will. You don't know where that mountain is.
Please don't.
He's a good friend with Troy, who humps legs.
Yeah, there's a reason I run away from Troy sometimes.
Farewell, everybody. I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Good time?
Goodbye.
Okay, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Morning.
I've got you, I don't care. Power in my hand, the world at my command. But now all that I want is just to be your man. It's a crazy world, in a twisted turn of reality. It's you and me, and I need you here to keep some sanity. We are but pawns in a faded game of cat and mouse. Maybe a couple of guinea pigs thrown out here and there. This crazy world is all messed up in my head. I got you, I don't care.